Hey everybody, welcome to the first official episode of Ben and Nat's Teaching Tips. I'm Ben.
I'm Nat.
And we're both middle school teachers who live in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Both of us, as well as our students, really enjoy using Nearpod field trips as well as BreakoutEDU. And so today we're going to talk to you guys about some ways that you can incorporate Nearpod 360 field trips in Breakout.
BreakoutEDU is a program that has brought escape rooms into the classroom. How BreakoutEDU works is that teachers hide a variety of boxes around their classrooms. I usually hide anywhere from 6 to 8 boxes, and all of the boxes are locked. Students then have to try to figure out the combinations of the locks and break into every box before the class period is over.
So for those of you who don't know what Nearpod is an interactive presentation tool where students actually share the same screen that you have on the projected. And so what's really great about this is students who are in the back of the room don't have any problems seeing what you are presenting. Some other really cool features include discussion questions, quizzes, things like that that instantly get sent to your device, and so you can keep track of what the students are learning. So the thing we really like about Breakouts is it encourages movement in the classroom. So it takes something that's pretty static, like a review guide, and helps incorporate movement in the classroom. And so the idea is you take these review questions, you create breakout questions with them, and it helps the students move around, and it increases participation in the class.
Yeah, I've noticed anywhere from 90 to 100% participation. The students love that sort of competitive aspect of an escape room, and the amount of students who are on their iPads trying to figure out answers, and just the level of, I think, overall participation compared to a study guide is awesome to see.
Mm-hmm. So traditionally with breakout boxes, teachers give students the first question to help them open the first box. And the way that I like doing that is one of two ways. Either I can give them a QR code that they can scan using a QR code reader. The other option is to use a Nearpod join code for a student-paced lesson. I like the student-paced lessons because the students are able to go through the slides at their own pace, and they're able to better determine the answers that way. So after a student has either scanned in the QR code or they've put in the PIN number that we've given them on nearpod.com, it brings them to a 360 field trip. And so as you can see, as I move my iPad around, you're able to see a few different things. Let's see. You can also use your finger to move around. And so the students would have to look through the images and try to gather clues about where it is in the world that they are at. So quality with the iPad, it's a little bit hard to see right now, but you can kind of make out the shape of a cathedral. And so that would be your first clue. Once you're done looking at that image, you can go to another picture. Now you're inside of a cathedral. You can look around. And after you've gotten kind of a general idea of what it is you're looking at, the last screen would have a question. This question reads, "This famous French cathedral has a shade of blue named after it. How many stained glass windows does it have?" And so students would have to then do some research to try to figure out what famous French cathedral has a shade of blue named after it. The answer to that one would be the cathedral in Chartres, and there's a blue named after it, and it's because of its stained glass windows. At that point, students would be able to look up how many stained glass windows are present in the Chartres Cathedral, and that would give them a code that they would put into a lock.
And we want it to be in-depth. While there seems like a lot of steps to answering that question, that's on purpose. If students could just do a simple Google search, you're going to have an escape room that lasts about 5 minutes. The goal is that you can make an escape room last an entire class period, whether or not that be a 50-minute class period or a class period that's on a block schedule.
So after doing some research, students would come up with the answer of there are 176 stained glass windows in the Chartres Cathedral. So students would then find the lockbox, plug in the 176, they can now undo the lock, open up their lockbox, and inside the lockbox is the next code. So again, that could either be a QR code, depending on if you want to use QR codes, or for me, I just wrote out another Nearpod code. So students would then plug in that code, and it would bring them to the next field trip.
What we love about Nearpod's 360 field trips is that it allows students anywhere, in any classroom, to have a real global experience. And my students responded very enthusiastically to Nearpod's field trips, and what I really love about pairing it with Breakout is that it encourages students to go deeper with their learning, the research that they need to do, whether or not students are going into a rainforest in Kenya or the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Encouraging that deeper level of learning has been great, and the amount of participation that we've seen has been simply phenomenal.
Not only that, it facilitates really good classroom discussions amongst students. A lot of times they end up being student-led, and it helps them get a deeper understanding of the different cultures and regions that they are learning about.
And I think another great thing about Nearpod is that Nearpod has built-in quizzes and built-in discussion questions, and allowing students to type those answers in and submit them to you allows for a very quick formative assessment as well, and it also allows you to go back over the students' answers later, which has been phenomenal for us as teachers. You can go. It's totally cool.
Thank you so much for your time, and we really hope you enjoyed this tutorial.
Yeah. First ever episode of Ben and Nat's Teaching Tips, and we'll see you again soon.